Have you ever caught yourself meowing at your cat, only to be met with a blank stare or a curious head tilt? You're not alone. Today, we're diving into the mysterious and slightly comical world of what might be going through your cat's mind when you try to speak their language. Whether your cat meows back or just walks away, there's a lot more going on in that furry little head than you might think. Let's break it down. 1. Cats know you're not a cat. Let's start with the obvious. Your cat knows you're not another cat. I mean, they're not fooled by your attempt at a meow. Cats are incredibly perceptive, especially when it comes to recognizing their humans. Studies have shown that cats can distinguish their owners' voices from strangers' voices, even when they're just meowing. So when you meow at your cat, they know it's you, but they're also keenly aware that you're definitely not a fellow feline. To them, it's more like, "Nice try, human, but you're not fooling anyone." 2. Your meow sounds funny. Now let's be real. Your meow probably sounds pretty funny to your cat. Think about it. If a cat tried to mimic a human speaking English, it would come out all wrong, right? Well, that's how your meow sounds to your cat. You might be trying to say, "Hey there," but to your cat, it might sound more like gibberish. The pitch, tone, and cadence of your meow are likely way off from what a real cat would produce. It's kind of like when someone tries to speak your language with a heavy accent. You get the gist, but it sounds pretty hilarious. 3. They might think you're mocking them depending on your cat's personality. They might take your meow as playful teasing. Cats, believe it or not, can be pretty sensitive creatures. If they think you're mocking their signature sound, they might give you a look that says, "Excuse me? Are you making fun of me?" It's a bit like when someone copies you in a playful, but slightly annoying way. Your cat might not appreciate your attempts at cat speak and could even get a little offended, especially if they're the type to take themselves very seriously. 4. They could be trying to understand you. Now, some cats are curious enough to actually try and figure out what you're saying. Have you ever noticed your cat tilting their head or giving you that intense, thoughtful stare when you meow at them? They might be trying to decode the strange sounds you're making. Cats are problem solvers after all, and they're always analyzing their environment. When you meow at them, they might be thinking, "What is this human trying to communicate? Is this some new form of communication? Or are they just making noise for fun?" It's like a little puzzle for them to figure out. 5. They might respond, but not how you think. If your cat responds to your meow, don't get too excited just yet. They're probably not trying to have a conversation in cat language. More likely, they're reacting to the sound out of curiosity, confusion, or even habit. Cats are creatures of routine, and if they're used to getting attention whenever they meow, they might meow back at you just because they expect something to happen, like a treat or a scratch behind the ears. It's less of a meow back and forth conversation and more of a "What do you want now, human?" response. 6. They may think you want something. Here's an interesting twist. When you meow at your cat, they might think you're the one asking for something. We all know that cats are experts at using their meows to get what they want from us, whether it's food, attention, or access to their favorite napping spot. So when you try to meow at them, they could be interpreting it as a request. Maybe they're thinking, "Is my human asking for a snack or some attention? Do they need me to open the door for them?" It's kind of funny to imagine your cat thinking that you need something from them for a change. 7. Cats don't meow to each other. Here's a fun and lesser-known fact. Adult cats don't usually meow to communicate with other cats. They reserve that sound specifically for communicating with humans. So when you meow at your cat, you're actually using a form of communication that they've developed just for us. It's like a secret code between cats and humans. In the wild, cats rely more on body language, scent marking, and other nonverbal cues to communicate with each other. But with us, they figured out that meowing gets them what they want, so they use it to talk to us. When you meow at them, it's almost like you're speaking their special human language, even if you don't get it quite right. 8. They might just ignore you. And then, of course, there's the possibility that your cat might just completely ignore your meow. Let's face it, cats are known for their selective hearing. If they're not in the mood, they won't even acknowledge your existence, let alone your meowing. It's not personal, it's just part of their independent nature. Sometimes they'll hear your meow, give you a quick glance, and then go right back to grooming or napping as if nothing happened. It's almost like they're saying, "Nice try, but I've got more important things to do." 9. Cats associate sounds with emotions. Your cat might not understand your meow in a literal sense, but they're very attuned to your tone and emotions. Cats are incredibly sensitive to the way we express ourselves, and they can pick up on subtle cues in our voices. If you meow at your cat in a soft, gentle tone, they might interpret it as a sign of affection. On the other hand, if your meow is louder or more urgent, it could confuse or even alarm them. Cats can sense when you're calm, happy, stressed, or upset, and they respond to those emotions more than the actual words or sounds you're making. So even if your meow is far from perfect, your cat might still get the vibe you're going for. 10. They could think you're inviting play. Your cat might also see your meowing as an invitation to play. Cats are playful creatures, and certain tones or sounds can trigger their playful instincts. If your meow sounds light and energetic, your cat might think, "Is it playtime?" They could respond by pouncing, zooming around the room, or even bringing you one of their favorite toys. It's their way of saying, "Game on!" So next time you meow at your cat, don't be surprised if they suddenly switch into playful mode and start chasing imaginary mice around the living room. 11. They might be evaluating your behavior. Cats are always observing and analyzing their environment, and that includes you. When you meow at your cat, they might be watching you closely, trying to figure out what your next move is going to be. Are you about to feed them? Are you going to pick them up and give them a cuddle? Or are you just making strange noises for no apparent reason? Cats are masters of reading body language and predicting behavior, so when you meow, they're probably evaluating the whole situation to see what's coming next. It's like they're saying, "Okay, human, what's your next move?" 12. Cats are masters of mixed signals. One of the most charming, and sometimes frustrating, things about cats is their ability to send mixed signals. One minute, they're purring and rubbing up against you. The next, they're walking away like they've lost interest. When you meow at your cat, don't be surprised if you get a similarly mixed response. They might meow back at you, then immediately turn around and ignore you. It's just part of their mysterious nature. Cats love keeping us on our toes, and their responses to your meows are no exception. It's all part of their plan to keep you guessing. 13. They might think you're trying to fit in. Your cat might interpret your meowing as an attempt to fit into their world, even if it's a pretty clumsy one. It's like when someone tries to adopt the local customs in a foreign country. They're trying, and it's cute, but it's obvious they're not a native. Your cat might appreciate the effort, even if they're well aware that you're not a fellow feline. They might think, "Well, my human is trying to speak cat. It's not quite right, but I'll give them credit for the effort." It's all part of the bond between cats and humans, two very different species trying to understand each other. 14. They could think you're confused. Have you ever considered that your cat might think you're the one who's confused? When you meow at them, they might be thinking, "Oh no, my human doesn't know how to communicate properly. I better help them out." Cats can be pretty perceptive, and they might respond with a meow of their own, almost as if they're trying to correct you. It's like when someone speaks broken English, and you repeat the sentence back to them correctly. Your cat might be saying, "Don't worry, I've got this. I'll handle the communication from here." It's a funny little role reversal where your cat thinks they're the one in charge of making sure things are clear. 15. They ultimately know you mean well. At the end of the day, your cat knows you're trying to connect with them. Even if your meow is off-pitch, too loud, or just plain weird, they understand that you're showing them affection in your own way. Cats are smart. They can pick up on your intentions, even if the execution isn't perfect. So whether they respond with a purr, a meow, or just a curious look, they know you mean well. And isn't that what really matters? Your cat might not fully get what you're trying to say, but they appreciate that you're making the effort to communicate with them in their language. So, the next time you meow at your cat, remember, they might not fully understand it, but they know you're trying to connect. And that effort, in itself, brings you closer together. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about your cat's funniest reaction to your meowing attempts. See you next time. And don't forget, subscribe, like, and share this video.